keys, change, earplugs. Okay, Chuck, you're gonna have to go through this.
Huh?
You're gonna have to go through this stuff.
My little trinkets and stuff.
Yep.
Accumulated over the years.
You remember our first trip? We had, what was it, 2 bagfuls of stuff that we went through.
Yeah.
And we just sorted it, and we just
threw it away.
we threw it
Took
away.
it over to the dumpster, and some of it we left outside, and some of it we just tossed in the dumpster. Yeah.
It's stuff like that.
Well, you accumulate stuff over the years.
And it's so hard getting rid of it, because one day it might come in handy. You just never know.
This rubber band, this paper clip.
But there's just stuff.
I've been looking all over for this.
Anyway, so
I've been looking all over for this.
We've got the other room is full of stuff, and I've been spending the last few days just sorting through it, reorganizing things, getting like stuff in the same bins at least, and then we can shuffle it when we get back on the boat.
Yeah.
But even if I can knock down
things like
what we're putting back aboard by 4 bins, I'll be stoked.
why am I hanging on to this?
Well, you're a
This
hat
is the
guy.
1989 season, University of Hawaii Rainbows baseball.
Nice hat, Chuck.
It is.
No.
It is a nice one. And
You
so
have-
is this is 1990 season. The 1989 season is the green one, which is also down here.
You have always had a hat fetish. Oh, and that's my hat.
I don't know if it's a hat. But
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
have a hat fetish, so I'm okay with that. And there's my SOS cap. Hold on, pull that
Oh,
one
the
out.
SOS cap?
Yeah.
Actually, isn't that mine?
No, that's mine.
Yours?
Spike Africa.
Well, it's
Save
yes,
Our
it is
Seas.
from Spike Africa. This is the
That's my,
but it's a flex fit, so either one of us can.
yeah, that's my Save Our Seas.
I keep telling you, you
cap.
complain about your hair doesn't look good. Just put on a cap.
I-
And here's your cap right here, SOS, Save Our Seas.
And there's
Yeah.
your lay hat band.
My handmade Hawaiian feather lay
Yeah.
hat band that was on my Panama that I had to throw away. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
So, anyway.
And lots
stuff-
of sunglasses that
And lots of sunglasses that you accumulate, and just stuff that we'll be going through. And Chuck and Hagar's going to help, right, Hagar?
Hagar's going to help.
You're
yeah.
going to give the yay or nay.
He's sorting the socks right now.
Yeah. Hey, Hagar, yay or nay? It goes, it stays. Yeah. I feel about the same way.
I'm going to go out and continue sanding those plywood pieces.
Whoop.
Bye-bye. Boat
Okay.
work.
Boat work. Bye.
Bye-bye.
What's up, Chuck?
I should be wearing earplugs. I took my hearing aids out.
Took your hearing aids out anyway.
I should be wearing earplugs though.
Well, we should probably go pick up some noise-canceling headphones over at the hardware
Hammers,
store.
yes, they
Yeah.
run pretty cheap.
So,
Well, it's cold out. The temperature dropped from the mid to high 40s down into the mid 30s. I don't know what it is right now, but it's cold.
it's
But it's dry.
about 40.
Is it around 40 now?
Yeah, it's around 40.
It's dry, and it's supposed to be dry for the next few days, so we're going to take advantage of that and do some recoating of pieces that we've removed from the boat that we are going to keep, we're going to reuse.
Yeah.
So
And
these are the pieces that go under the bunk,
These are out of the V-berth.
the V-berth, and they're fine. They're made out of marine grade Okumi plywood that we got in 2007. And
You're just using the Clorox cleanup bleach.
yeah, just to clean the dirt.
Who recommended that?
That's the recommended cleaner that I went on the internet. Seems to be the consensus. One of the better ones, maybe not the best, but it happened to
It
be
just
here.
happened to be here, so.
And it's supposed to be good for getting rid of the mildew. We didn't really have mildew on these pieces. They were stained from dirt and condensation, but no mildew or mold on them. If I remember right, we put a mildewcide in the paint when we painted
Yes,
these.
we did.
We did.
And I think we see a difference, definitely.
Yeah, so we're going to do that again, and that'll help.
Yeah. So the mold additives are in most of the paints, I notice, when you go through and look down the aisles. Well, certainly here in Alaska, most of them. But you can put
Well, if
extra mold additive in there if you
it's intended
feel
for
the
a
need.
bathroom, you
Yeah.
got a high gloss acrylic enamel and add a mildewcide to it, which is what we did before. So what we're going to do again, we're just going to rough this up with 80 grit sandpaper on a little jitterbug here, and get them roughed up and cleaned up, and then we're going to put a couple more coats of white acrylic
With
enamel.
another mold additive in
With
it
mold
again.
additive,
Yeah.
high gloss white acrylic. It's under the bunk. You know, I'm not worried too
Yeah,
much
they
about
got
it.
a little scratched up from the hypervent, I think, but
Yeah, they didn't really get a good chance to dry before we threw them.
true
under there and
enough,
started
true
using them.
enough. And you're going to add some holes into the bottom of these.
Yeah, we're going to get some ventilation holes in here because there's a locker under here, and you know, with the bunk on top. So I'm going to put a computer fan to circulate air through that locker, and air holes here, ventilation holes here and there, and in this piece also. This is the actual hatch for that locker, so that air can circulate, improve the air circulation through the locker and under the bunk.
Yeah.
And I think we'll just probably eliminate that condensation problem altogether. We've put a severe dent in the condensation issue on the boat. We hardly
Yeah.
had any at all.
But the problem is a lot of this mold, and we've got
It's been
got
there for a
mold
long
on-
time.
Yeah, it's been there for a long time, and that actually is, I think, from our first bout when we hadn't a clue what we were really doing with the ventilation.
Yeah, well, we've learned a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, we
Over
sure
the last
have.
8 years.
It's
None of this
all
stuff-
about the ventilation.
None of this stuff's a problem in Hawaii. You just leave everything open all the time, let the trade winds blow through, no problem at all. But
Yeah.
when you're trying to stay warm, it's another issue. So anyway, we've learned a lot about that, so we're going to take advantage of this opportunity to incorporate those improvements in our boat.
Awesome.
This is another part of our project. These are the yellow cedar ceiling strips from our forward cabin. Gosh, they're beautiful. These are 1/4 inch thick yellow cedar, quarter sawn yellow cedar, and they are beautiful.
We've gotten some interesting comments when we say we've got yellow cedar. Some people really are
Well, you know,
not sure about the color.
yellow. It was recommended by the guys at Port Townsend as being a practical solution. We wanted a lighter wood for the ceiling, and it turns out I think it goes great with
And
the ceiling.
something that doesn't stain when it gets
It doesn't stain
wet.
when it gets wet, like oak turns black.
Yeah. And I love it when
love it.
it's matched with the Lealea. I think it looks great.
So when we did this in 2007, we went with the recommendations of the unanimous recommendations of everyone in the Port Townsend boatyard there, the boat haven, to seal these and all the rest of the wood on the boat with a phenolic resin called Marexite. And we did that, and we sealed them, and then we put on top of it we put a satin finished polyurethane varnish on top of it. That was 7 years ago, and this is the
And
ceiling.
they still look really good.
This is it. We removed it from the boat. This is the ceiling, the liner from our V-berth. Been lots of condensation up there, and
Well, you can see on the back. With that
well, they
over
were
again, you
there.
can
This
see-
is dirt. It's not.
Yeah, no.
It's just dirt because we didn't finish this smooth, so that's not. coming
Yeah,
off
we didn't
the
really,
back of it.
we didn't sand or do anything in particular to
No,
the
we
back
just-
of them.
we just,
didn't waste our time on it.
We just put the phenolic resin on the
Yeah.
on it
And-
over the whole thing, and then we put a couple coats of varnish without sanding on the back.
Yeah.
But the front you can see is nicely finished.
And so the back is a little rough, and we're still pulling cat hairs out.
Bree is still with us. Yes, Bree is still with us.
I
So
was
anyway,
shocked when I pulled those off.
I'm
There
just
was
taking these slats out one by
lots of
one.
cat
and-
hair.
I'm taking these slats out one by one, giving them a little cleaning. Using this. This will kill mildew, so if there's any on here.
And there's a light bleach. That won't affect the
No,
finish
because
at all. We're going
this
to
is
lightly
plastic.
sand it and
this
redo
is
it
plastic
anyway, right?
now. The wood is saturated with resin and then covered over with polyurethane varnish, so it's not getting into anything except for what's floating on top of that polyurethane. So there's nothing going on. These look really good. We plan to reuse them anyway, but we thought we might have to do more refinishing on them. It
That
looks
black
like,
is from the tire, actually.
yeah,
That's-
from the bicycle wheel
Yeah.
rubbed on there, and that'll come off. And then well, I think just we'll hit it with 220 sandpaper, and then put maybe 2 more coats of urethane, satin finish urethane varnish.
I think it needs 2 more. I would almost think just 1 more.
Maybe just 1. They look pretty good.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they look really.
I know you're
They
happy.
really look nice. And when we do the rest of them, we're going to do the whole boat like this. The main cabin is going to get this treatment. We're going to use 3/8 inch, a little bit thicker, because
This whole project, we're actually going to be lightening the boat up quite a bit.
yeah. Oh yeah, we are.
A lot of the stuff where most folks use plywood, we're planning on using just solid lumber and
Well,
removing as much as possible.
Yeah, well, we'll see, and you'll see too what it looks like when we're done, if we ever get there. We're taking all that, or most of that dry deck out too. That's really heavy stuff.
Yeah.
That we were using to hold our gear up off the fiberglass hull. Now we're going to have a ceiling now. The ceiling is going to be made of 3/8 inch yellow cedar strips, spaced 1/4 inch apart, that will hold everything 3/4 inch away from the hull.
Away from the hull. And then we'll have the insulating paint inside.
The insulating
Painted to
paint
the
on the
inside
hull
of the hull.
itself. Yeah. So there'll be air circulation, and the gear will all be up off the hull, air circulation around it and behind it. The strips will be treated with penetrating resin and then satin varnish, just like these are. We're going to use a different penetrating resin this time instead of Marexite. We're going to use the System 3 S1, which is a newer formulation and hopefully more effective. Should be more effective.
I would think. Cool. Well, I'm going to get back to my bins of stuff
Go
inside.
get back in there and sort your bins, baby.
Well,